My family used my credit card to secure a holiday dinner reservation. They assured me it wouldn't be charged. Yet, a $1480 bill appeared. I contacted the restaurant and reported it as unauthorized. Then I sent a group text. "I'm not paying for strangers." Chaos erupted. I disputed the $1480 charge and repeated in the group chat, "I'm not paying for strangers." I flipped my phone face down, poured myself a glass of wine, and sank into my couch waiting. 3 minutes later, the storm began. Tracy, predictably, was first. 5 rapid texts lit up my screen. "What are you talking about? It was just to hold the table. We'd pay you back. Why'd you cancel it? You're being so extra." Then Angela. 1 missed call. Then another. Then a voicemail I didn't bother to hear. Mom followed with a lengthy guilt trip text about how holidays are for unity and forgiveness, not impulsive choices. That word, impulsive. This wasn't impulsive. This was years in the making. Flash back to 3 days before Christmas. I was in the middle of a 16-hour ER shift. 3 trauma cases, 2 psych patients, and 1 guy faking a swallowed battery for attention. Tracy texted, "Can we borrow your card to secure the Christmas dinner spot? They won't charge it, promise." Exhausted, I didn't think twice. I sent the card details. She said it was for a cozy family dinner at a new downtown spot, the Harrington. I didn't ask if I was included. I already knew. No one checked my schedule. They never do. Christmas Day passed. I was on call pulling a double shift. A group chat photo arrived, everyone in fancy clothes at a long, elegant table. Tracy with a flute of champagne. Angela beside some guy I didn't know. Mom with her performative hostess smile. No caption, no miss you, just the image. 2 days later, while paying a parking ticket, I checked my Amex balance. There it was. $1480 from the Harrington. I thought it was an error. I called the restaurant. The manager confirmed my card was charged for the full bill, including drinks. She read the reservation name, Angela, 11 people. I counted, 11. I wasn't one of them. That's when it stopped being about money. It was never really about money. I'd been the reliable one forever. I paid Angela's tuition when she dropped out of college. I covered Tracy's rent for 6 months after she quit her job to become a life coach, a phase that lasted 3 weeks. I bailaid out Mom countless times. Utility bills, medical costs, last year's property taxes. I was the safety net, the fallback, the silent bankroller of their lives, but not this time. They planned a dinner, invited strangers, excluded me, and used my card like it was theirs. That's why I canceled it. That's why I sent the text. Sitting there, wine in hand, watching their frantic messages pile up, I felt something rare, calm, not vengeance. Not yet, but a beginning. The next day, I turned off read receipts, ignored every call, let them stew in uncertainty. Angela texted before noon. I checked my bank. "Did you really cancel the payment?" The restaurant's threatening legal action. Mom piled on, "You're embarrassing this family, Barbara. I raised you better." I laughed. Raised me. I left home at 17 with a scholarship and 2 bags. Every cent since I earned. Every night shift. Every missed holiday. Every moment watching someone's heart stop while mine kept beating. Tracy called again. I didn't answer. She texted, "They're banning us from the restaurant. We go there all the time." That sentence said it all. This wasn't a one-off dinner. They'd been frequenting the place, likely with my card, likely more than once. So I did what I should have done years ago. I called Amex and requested a 12-month statement, flagging any charges from the Harrington and any late-night online purchases. Tracy was always the one with emergencies. After 11 p.m. while waiting for the report, I opened a new bank account. One they couldn't touch. I rerouted my direct deposits. I was done being their ATM. That evening, Angela left a voicemail. She sounded like she was crying or faking it. Something about the restaurant manager shaming her in front of her boyfriend's kids. Then she said it. "You always act superior, Barb, just because you're a doctor." That was the end. It showed me what this was really about. I wasn't family. I was the outsider, the villain in their story. The one who escaped, succeeded, and became their scapegoat for every bad choice. But I was done with that role. The next day, I sent one final group text. "I'm not paying anyone's bills anymore. Don't ask, I won't answer." I muted the chat, silenced my phone, took myself to dinner. Alone on my terms, while cutting into a medium-rare steak, my phone buzzed. Again and again. I didn't look. I knew they were unraveling, and this was just the start. They had no clue how far I'd go. 2 days later, Mom showed up at the hospital. She never comes. She hates the sterile smell. But there she was, by the security desk, clutching a thermos, wearing her worried mother act. I walked past her. She trailed me outside, saying she was concerned that family shouldn't fall apart over a mistake. Then the real reason. Angela's account was frozen. The restaurant filed a police report for unauthorized use. I stayed silent. I got in my car. She said, "You can fix this, Barbara. Just call and say it was a mix-up. You're a doctor, they'll listen." That was her plan. Not remorse, not accountability, just me using my status to fix their mess. I drove away without a word. They weren't used to that. By week's end, the fallout was clear. Angela's boyfriend left her. Tracy posted a cryptic rant about family betrayals. Mom called my coworkers, asking if I was unstable. A nurse showed me her voicemail. My mother, feigning worry about my mental state. Goddamn, the Amex report arrived. It confirmed my suspicions. Over $3,000 in Harrington charges over 6 months, all during my night shifts. Some nights, they went twice. I printed the statement, folded it, and mailed a copy to each of them. No note. Just the evidence. Then I went nuclear, quietly. I called Mom's landlord and removed myself as her emergency contact and financial guarantor. Did the same for Angela's student loans and Tracy's car lease. All in one afternoon. By morning, I had 30 missed calls and a dozen texts. All the same, how could you? Simple, I wasn't family, I was their system. A financial scaffold propping up 3 adults who thought my success meant I owed them everything. They thought this was a tantrum. They didn't know it was demolition. Angela showed up at my building unannounced the next weekend. The front desk called. I told them to turn her away. She texted, "You're really ignoring your own sister. I'm facing charges because of you." That was her first admission. No mix-up, just entitlement. I didn't respond. That evening, Amex emailed. The dispute was settled in my favor. Full refund, no liability. They were investigating fraud. That meant Angela was on their radar, maybe facing charges. I could have intervened. One call would have cleared it. I didn't. They were used to me catching them. Now they were falling. Tracy broke next. She called, sobbing real tears for once, saying she was being evicted. She thought I'd bail her out like always. She said she only used my card because everyone thought it was okay. That phrase burned. Everyone thought it was okay. They didn't think about me, not my time, my life, my sacrifices. I was just the doctor's sister. The one too busy to come home but never too busy to pay. I texted back, "Sell your car, get a job, sort it out." 2 days later, Mom called. I answered. She rambled about family, forgiveness, how she'd always supported me emotionally, if not financially. Then the real ask, "Are you going to let your sisters sink like this?" I said yes. Silence. Then a cold, "You've changed." She was right. I was done bankrolling their lives while they acted like I owed them. Done skipping vacations so they could buy new gadgets. Done working 12-hour shifts saving lives, only to come home to their demands. They weren't sinking. They were learning to swim, and I was on dry land. The real fallout hit at Easter, Aunt Jean's annual gathering. I hadn't gone in years, but this time I showed up. Not for the meal or the chatter. I wanted them to see me. Not a phone call, not a card number. Me. I came straight from a shift, still in scrubs, hair messy, no makeup. I brought wine and a pie from a bakery near the hospital. Walked in, greeted Aunt Jean, and sat by the window with a plate. Tracy saw me first. She stared like I was a ghost. Angela froze. Mom barely glanced up from her church lady conversation. I ate and waited. They didn't speak to me, just whispered when they thought I couldn't hear. It was almost impressive. How easily they treated me like an intruder in their private world, as if I hadn't funded half their existence. Then Uncle Mike, loud and clueless, shouted across the table, "Barb, still keeping the family afloat, huh? Must be nice being the wealthy one." Silence. Angela stared at her plate. Tracy bolted to the kitchen. Mom finally met my eyes. I sipped my wine and said, "Not anymore." The room felt it. Aunt Jean tried to pivot the conversation, but the damage was done. This wasn't just about a canceled dinner. It was everything. Years of reliance, years of quiet resentment. Angela left 10 minutes later. No goodbye, Tracy followed. Mom stayed, sipping coffee, her hands restless. That night, Angela emailed me. A long, emotional ramble. Her boyfriend left her, she faced charges, her nursing program might drop her because of me. She said I destroyed her. I didn't reply. The next morning, Tracy posted a vague, bitter Facebook rant about loyalty and forgetting your roots. Her friends chimed in, some agreeing, others not. One wrote, "You're nearly 40. Stop relying on your sister." I didn't comment but saved the post, just in case. Mom didn't call. A week later, a handwritten letter arrived. Short, "I didn't raise you to be this heartless. You're not better than us, just more selfish. I hope it comforts you when you're alone." No signature. No love, Mom. Just a bitter farewell from a woman who saw motherhood as a debt collection. In July, I went off-grid for a week. No notice, no updates. I rented a remote Maine cabin. No Wi-Fi, no signal, no neighbors. I told the hospital I needed a personal break and left my phone in a drawer. For the first time in years, I didn't check charts, answered desperate texts, or wade through family drama disguised as duty. I read novels, walked along the jagged coast, cooked for myself. I didn't think about Mom's needs, Tracy's crises, or Angela's lies. Out there, I was free, and the quiet felt like air. When I returned, my phone exploded. 42 missed messages, 6 voicemails, 2 urgent emails. Angela's fraud case had worsened. Security footage of her signing the bill with champagne in hand killed her mix-up excuse. She faced probation and fines. Her nursing program dropped her. Tracy was crashing in someone's spare room after her eviction, but that fell apart when she borrowed a laptop and didn't return it. She was back with Mom, who was 3 months behind on her mortgage, begging for aid. They thought I'd cave. What they didn't know was I'd spent months untangling myself from them. I met with my lawyer to finalize removing my name from every account they could touch. I paid off Tracy's car lease to close it. I set identity alerts on all 3 credit bureaus. I told HR to block family members from verifying my employment. It was clean, final, silent. I sent one last group text, "Don't contact me again, ever." No explanation, no room for argument. A week later, Mom sent a certified letter. I waited until Sunday, sitting on my new apartment's balcony, the sun warming the railings. I opened it. "I didn't raise you to be this cruel. You're not above us, just more selfish. I hope it keeps you warm when you're alone." No signature, no warmth, just a bitter note from a woman who thought motherhood meant owning me. I folded it, tossed it in the trash, and didn't look back. They never got it. I didn't think I was better than them. I just stopped pretending they weren't exploiting me. They thought I'd relent. That guilt would pull me back, that I'd miss the chaos or the duty or their approval. I didn't.